الحمد لله رب العالمين صلى الله وسلم على محمد وآله وصحبه وسلم. Inshallah, we're going to continue from where we left off. We are still studying this detailed subject, which is a very important topic, that is inheritance. So the Shaykh, he said, inheritance of kindred by blood. Kindred by blood. According to the scholars of inheritance, kindred by blood are the relatives who are not entitled to have prescribed shares, nor are they from one's agnate relative. They are of four types. First, those who belong to the deceased, namely daughters, children, and the children of the son's daughters, and so forth, in a descending lineage. The second, those to whom the deceased belongs, namely the non-inheriting grandfathers and grandmothers, and so forth, in an ascending lineage. Because the children, they go down, the grandparents, they go up. The third, those who belong to the parent of the deceased, namely the sister's children, the brother's daughters, the children of maternal half-brothers, and whoever is related to this deceased through them, and so forth, in a descending lineage. Fourth, those who belong to the grandfathers and grandmothers of the deceased, namely the deceased father's maternal half-brothers, all paternal aunts, all female paternal cousins, all maternal uncles, and all maternal aunts, no matter far all these relatives are, and their children, however low, in a descending lineage. These are the types of kindred by blood in general. They are to inherit if there is none entitled to inherit prescribed share except the husband and the wife, provided there are no agnate relative. No agnate relative. This is according to the following evidence. First, Allah exalted be, He says, but kindred by blood are nearer to one another regarding inheritance in the decree ordained by Allah. Surah Al-Anfal, Ayah 75. And He said, this means that blood relatives are entitled to inherit each other's according to the judgment of Allah. Second, the general implication of the following Quranic verse: for men is a share of what the parents and the close relatives leave, and for women is a share of what the parents and the close relatives leave, be it little or much, an obligatory share. Surah Nisa, Ayah 7. The word men, women, and close relatives include one's kindred by blood. Thus, whoever claims that the verse refers to a certain case should prove his claim. Third, the Prophet ﷺ said, the maternal uncle is the heir of him who has none. Related by Imam Ahmad, Abu Dawud, Ibn Majah, and Tirmidhi, who deemed it Hasan. This hadith signifies that a maternal uncle becomes a legal heir when there is none entitled to a prescribed share or an agnate relative, as the maternal uncle is from one's kindred by blood. Then the same rule can be applied to other relatives from one's kindred. These are some proofs supporting the view that one's kindred by blood may inherit. This view is reported about some of the Prophet's companions, radiallahu anhum, including Umar ibn al-Khattab and Ali ibn Abi Talib, may Allah be pleased with them. This opinion is adopted by the Hanbali and Hanafi scholars. And it is one of the two views adopted by the Shafi'i school in case the affairs of the public treasury are not settled. So what he's talking about here, the Sheikh, remember we discussed this, that if the deceased does not leave anyone, no heirs, except this kindred of blood, right? So should we give them the money, or should that money go to the treasury of the Muslims? So there are scholars, they say they are more deserving, and that is the Hanafi and the Hanbali school of thought. طيب, the Shafi'i madhab, they say that it should go to the treasury of the Muslim, so that the poor and needy will benefit from it. But those who are near to the deceased, they are more worthy of it than those who are distant, right? So this is the way it's supposed to be. Now, and he said, and they have some views, the commonness of which are the following view. The first view, the kindred by blood are entitled to inherit by considering every one of them in the place of the one to whom he or she is related to the deceased, i.e. to be given such a personal share. Thus, daughters, children, and the children of the sons' daughters are to be treated like their mothers. Likewise, the deceased father, maternal half-brother, and also paternal aunts are to be treated like the father. Similarly, the maternal uncles, paternal aunts, and maternal grandfathers are to be treated like the deceased mother. Moreover, brothers' daughters and the daughters of the brother's son are to be treated like their father, and so on. Second view, the kindred blood are to inherit the same as the agnate relative, i.e. the closer to the relatives is, the more he or she is entitled to inherit, and Allah knows best. So they said basically, the inheritance of the kindred, those who are kindred by blood. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us all al-ilm al-nafi' wal-amal salih. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Sallallahu ala Muhammad wa alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.